A serious Christian once asked, if Jesus Christ died on Good Friday and rose on Easter Sunday, how is it that he spent 3 days in the dead? It all sounds funny and irrelevant until you think about it. Yeah, it's true. If he died on Good Friday in the afternoon around 3 and he's going to rise on the third day, that should be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But no, we know that he rose on Sunday. So what is going on here? Either Jesus Christ has a problem with counting, or Christians have a problem with counting. Or maybe Jesus Christ performed another miracle and now the numbering of the days is different. Whatever it is, there is something we do not know. Hello and welcome to the second Archangel. The Easter break has come to an end, and during the course of the Easter festivities, I did not do much because I wanted you to feel free and enjoy without me annoying you, because I knew that after the festivities, we are getting down to business. And the first business is the number of the days Jesus Christ spent in the dead. Like, how? This is confusing. And in order to answer this, some 3 theories came up. In number 1, the first theory deals with the number 3 days in the dead as a figure of speech. For those of us who know, 3 in biblical language is more like perfection or completion, almost like 7. And so to be dead for 3 days could mean you are so dead, like perfectly dead, like it's really dead, no capping. If you remember the story of Lazarus in John chapter 11, where Jesus Christ is going to, raise Lazarus from the dead. If you remember, when the message came to Jesus that Lazarus was sick, he waited for 2 days. And when he finally got there, Martha told him that Lazarus has been dead for 4 days. Now, it's confusing. Either Martha is exaggerating, or Jesus Christ walked or traveled there for 2 days, or there is something else. And the thing is this: what if Lazarus being dead for 4 days, which is a day more than 3 days, is just to highlight the fact that Lazarus was actually really dead? Because think about it, if you're a writer and you want to show something, you want to bring something up, you use something dramatic, something to show that, the guy Lazarus was so dead and yet Jesus Christ raised him from the dead. That is how wonderful Jesus Christ is. And so according to this theory, you can say the same thing here. Jesus Christ being dead and rising after 3 days is just to emphasize that the guy was really, really dead and still rose from the dead by himself. That is dramatic and interesting. The second theory deals with counting. So if you remember in Genesis chapter 1, when they want to introduce the next day, they say evening came, morning came, the first day. In our regular language, we usually say morning came, evening came, the first day. This is to show that we have different days from counting, like those of the Old Testament or the Israelites did. And so this also has to do with, the death of Jesus Christ and the number of days he spent before rising from the dead. According to this theory, a part of the day represents the whole day. So if a child is born on Wednesday in the afternoon, when Wednesday comes to an end, the child is a day old. Thursday comes to an end, he's 2 days old. If a person is born on, say, 1st December 2023, when 2023 comes to an end, the person is a year old. 2024 comes to an end, he's 2 years old. If you look at it this way, then it will begin to make sense, because Jesus Christ died on Friday afternoon, 1 day, was in the tomb for the whole of Saturday, 2 days, rose Sunday, dawn, 3 days. Perfect, isn't it? Then it makes sense that, indeed, he died and rose on the third day, depending on how they counted. If you look at it this way, it begins to make some sense. The third theory that I am interested in is more theological. So it goes like this: Jesus Christ on Holy Thursday broke himself and gave his body to his disciples. For those of us who know, on Holy Thursday, Jesus Christ instituted the Holy Eucharist. The Holy Eucharist is the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. So for him to break himself on Holy Thursday and give to disciples means that in essence, he died on Holy Thursday. I mean, it was on Holy Thursday that he did the sacrificial act by giving himself to the disciples, his body and his blood. So he really died on Thursday. That death was manifested on Friday on the cross. Saturday he was in the tomb. Sunday he rose from the dead. And so Jesus Christ really died on Thursday. Then he had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to rise. I like this one because personally it kind of makes sense. But the main question is, does it matter? Does it matter the number of days Jesus Christ spent in the tomb? Does it matter the number of days Jesus Christ used in rising from the dead? Does it really matter? For big scholars and theologians, this is a big debate. But for you and me, who all we need is just getting information and trying to live our lives and going to heaven, does it matter? Personally, I say no, it doesn't really matter. Why? Because remember what St. Paul says, if Jesus Christ had not risen from the dead, all this would have been in vain. And so, dying, yes, we know Jesus Christ died. It is historically proven. Rising from the dead, yes, he did. It is historically proven. That is what we need to know that Jesus Christ conquered death, rose from the dead. 5 days, 7 days, 15 days, 1 year in the tomb, we don't know. We don't really care about that. All we know is that Jesus Christ died, he conquered death, and rose from the dead. That is what we need to give us hope that we too, when we die, we shall rise with him. Period. End of story. You probably do not agree to any of the theories. You probably are asking yourself questions. You probably want to ask questions. Leave them in the comment section. Keep the conversation going. Of course, it's a theory. It doesn't mean it is foolproof. Let's talk about it. What do you think? Yeah, what do you think about the whole theory thingy? If you have not followed me on Spotify, that is the Second Archangel podcast, I don't know what you're waiting for. Because there we are going to try to help ourselves to go to heaven together. And so get to Spotify, follow me there, and listen to the podcast where we have some practical ways that we can try to go to heaven together and live well. I can't believe I'm beginning to slur. But yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. Subscribe, like, and share. Peace.